audio. Dang. Appreciate you telling me that, Nate. You hear me now, bro? You got the audio there now. Yes, sir. There you go. Dang, bro. Bro, I've been talking the whole time, no audio. That crazy. Dang. I'm still on it, though. Basically, but okay, if you ain't hear, based on talking about Shedeur Sanders, bro. My whole thing on Shedeur Sanders is, bro, he not getting blackballed. Nobody not hating on him. He wasn't good on the whiteboard. He wasn't good when it comes to figuring out stuff and calling out things that was wrong in installs. And when it comes to him talking to higher ups and front office people and scouts, he basically said, fuck you. If you don't like me for who I am, then I don't want to play for your team. Who talks like that when they go to a job interview? That's not the real world, bro. When you go to a job, you're on your best behavior. Yes, sir. No, sir. You don't go to no podium saying, if you don't want me to change the culture, don't pick me. No, you go in there and say, whoever picked me, you're gonna get the best quarterback out of me. You're gonna get the best leader, and you're gonna get somebody that you can hold your hat on and get the keys to carry the franchise. That's how you talk. You don't talk about some hey, because you've seen it's been a history and pattern, brother. You're talking about high school and college. This is NFL, bro. You ain't changed no culture. Your dad changed the culture. You ain't changed the come on, bro. How you change the culture? You ain't win nothing. Come on, bro. He said, "Yeah, I'm watching the game right now. Now he have downfall this season. He didn't even start. He looked good in mini camp. Yeah, bro. My thing with Shador is like it's just simple, bro. Like he one of those to me, bro. Is like everybody try to pretend like he's like this incredible quarterback, and it's not true. It's not true. They want to keep saying, "Well, Eli Manning, bro." Stop comparing him to Eli Manning, bro. Please stop. When listen, anytime you compare to Eli Manning, I know you don't know nothing about football, bro. You know nothing about '03 or '04 when Eli Manning got drafted. Anytime you mention Eli Manning's name, that's how I know you just listening to what somebody else say on TV. Cause if I ask you, okay, where was Eli Manning projected in that draft? Number one. What was Eli Manning was the number one overall quarterback and prospect. Let me say that one more time. He was the number one quarterback and prospect. You want to know who's the number one overall prospect in this draft that just came up? Travis Hunter. Who's the number one quarterback? Cam Ward. Eli Manning was the number one prospect and quarterback. Andrew Luck was the number one prospect and quarterback. John Elway was the number one prospect and number one quarterback coming out of the draft. Those are no-brainer first overall pick quarterbacks. Those are first overall. That's not my point though, bro. But he can't be talking about. That's not my point, Nate. But he can't talk about no. We get to pick where we go, like his daddy. You know how you don't get to pick where you go and you're not number one overall prospect or quarterback. You a top 10 prospect and you a top two, top three quarterback. You're not that guy, bro. You're not that guy. For Dion them to the beginning to compare to make it seem like they was gonna do a Manning or Eli or wherever that, bro, that put them in a bad position in the first place. When your son goes to the combine and get into those draft interviews and they're showing him plays of him throwing an interception, holding the ball too long, you know what I'm saying, throwing the bad pass. And instead of him explaining what went wrong with each play, he tell them, "Oh, maybe I'm not the guy for you." Who does that at a job interview? Who does that at a job? It's not all about the fucking field, bro. Y'all keep thinking about it. It's not everything is not about the field. It's who you are as a person matters too. Who you are as a person matters too, bro. Especially at the quarterback position. Just because you're a good quarterback, don't mean you get a pass because you're a bad person. No, bro. It don't mean we get to overlook your personality as a person, bro. You're not a good person. If you don't have a good character, it don't matter if you're a good quarterback. Why would we want you? That goes for any, and to be honest, it's not even about the quarterback. That goes for any position in the NFL, bro. The reason why James Pierce Jr. dropped to us because there was reports that a lot of teams that interviewed him during the draft prospect felt like he was immature. He was too cocky. So that's how he fell to us, bro. And he's a hell of a talent. But it shows you that teams are saying, yes, you're a hell of a talent, but to us, you're more of a headache. and you being a headache overshadows your talent. And that's Shedeur. That's Shedeur. Nate, let me break some down to you, Nate. You say that he wasn't no fifth round. He wasn't no fifth round. How do you know that, bro? A lot of teams didn't have him on their draft board. So what I'm saying, so you can say that he's not one, but a lot of teams felt that he was though. But that don't mean he getting blackballed. A lot of y'all say, "Oh, Dylan Gabriel, he better than Dylan Gabriel." Dylan Gabriel played in the Big Ten, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro. The Big Ten is a way tougher conference than the Big 12, bro. That's not even close. That's not even a debate. The Big Ten is a way tougher conference than the Big 12. Oh, Jalen Monroe got drafted in front of him. The SEC is a tougher conference than the Big 12. Stop it. Stop it. Now, do I think Jalen Monroe is a hell of a? Is he a good quarterback? There's a better quarterback, Jalen Monroe? Yes. He said he was better than the quarterbacks before for him statistically, brother. That's every year. Bro, that don't mean nothing, bro. That don't. I hope you know that don't mean nothing, right? That don't mean nothing. You do realize Michael Penix Jr. got drafted. He was the fourth quarterback to get drafted. You do realize that Drake May stats wasn't better than him. Caleb Williams stats wasn't better than him. Jaden McDaniel stats wasn't better than him. And all three of those guys went before him. It's not about stats, bro. So call me. I don't give a fuck about stats, bro. That stats don't mean nothing to no GMs, bro. You supposed to put up stats. Cool, he put up stats. And you look at the offense, stats mean nothing. The stats is a little bit, bro. That doesn't mean the overall thing. That doesn't mean the overall thing, bro. Who cares? Okay, stats. Stats is not the overall thing. I just told you he was not good on the whiteboard. So you're gonna keep on refusing to listen to what the scouts. See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all refuse to listen to what owners and GMs say about this kid. Because you keep telling me what he did on the field. When they're telling you, well, he's not good on the whiteboard, Nate. But for you, Nate, you'll still hire him, Nate, even though he's not good on the whiteboard. You say, give me a play concept. He can't even do it. You put it in the install, you put a tight end in the wrong position, and now you want him to see. Now you want him to fix it and put it right in the right position. He can't do that, and you telling me, well, it don't matter. Then he put up good stats in Colorado. No, that does matter. Then when we call him out on it, he getting his feelings. You frazzled you the quarterback. Quarterback shouldn't get in his feelings. You the leader of the team. So miss me with stats, bro. You're not good on the whiteboard. You're not good on the whiteboard, bro. Why are y'all refusing to listen to that? I just don't get why we refuse to listen to the reports of coming out on this kid. It's just all this baloney. He's he's a good player and good for business. Those can be taught. Brother, this man is 23 years old, bro. You can't come on, bro. At his age, bro, he should already know how to get on the whiteboard. It's reports that he struggled with all formation except the spread. He didn't know none of the formations except the spread, bro. That's unacceptable. That's on him. That's not on Dion or nobody. That's on him. That's on his quarterback trainers. How you can't break down? How the only formation you can break down is spread? I formation, single back, pistol. You can't do none of that stuff on the spread. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. So you can say he a good play, good. How he not, bro? You keep saying he good. How he good for business? The NFL don't need him. What that mean? The NFL is already a good business. The NFL don't need him, Nate. Come on, bro. Stop it, bro. NFL don't need him. NFL makes stars every year. It just take one quarterback to be good. Now he popular. So NFL don't need him, bro. Yes, he a good player, but good for all anybody in the NFL is good for business, bro. That's why they in the NFL. If you're talented and you're good and you can play, you're gonna get you're in the NFL. You're good for business. They don't need him. Shedeur Sanders don't have to start this year at all. Nobody would care, bro. If Shedeur Sanders got cut tomorrow, the season is still going on. We will still watch NFL season. We wouldn't care. He not getting blackballed, bro. He not an Eli. He wasn't Eli coming out of college. He wasn't Peyton Manning coming out of college. He wasn't John Elway coming out of college. That's type of stuff like that. Then not, and you can't even you talking all this talk. You talking all this tough guy talk, all this BS, and you can't. You're not even good on the whiteboard. You're not even good on the whiteboard, bro. Come on, bro. As a quarterback, being on the whiteboard should be secondhand nature to you as a quarterback. But it wasn't to Shedeur because he's not that good, bro. It's just the reality of it. He's not that good. The Cleveland Browns never got this much attention before. I understand the GM side though, brother. People been talking. See, now you just talking, bro. People been talking about the Cleveland Browns all last season because of Deshaun Watson, bro. So what are you talking about, bro? The last 4 or 5 years, people been talking about the Cleveland Browns. What are we talking about, bro? Since 2018, the Cleveland Browns been relevant. That's the fact. So what are you talking? What attention you talking about? When all last season we was talking about that the Cleveland Browns made a mistake on bringing Deshaun Watson in on the team. So now all of a sudden, Shedeur Sanders, now they got attention. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. No, they wasn't. Bro, what are you? Yes, they were, bro. How you going to tell me? Yes, they were. ESPN talked about Cleveland Browns last year. All big networks talked about Cleveland Browns last year, bro. You're wrong, bro. You're just making up stuff. You my boy, but you making up stuff, bro. The Cleveland, come on, bro. This is fault. The Cleveland Browns never got this much attention before. What are you talking about, bro? Miles, they just got big attention because Miles Garrett wanted to ask for a trade request. So what's bigger? Miles Garrett asking for a trade request and them paying and making Miles Garrett the highest paid non-quarterback of all time? Or them drafting Shedeur Sanders? I know you're not gonna sit here and say them drafting Shedeur Sanders is more pop, it gets more attention than them signing on Miles Garrett or him trying to request a trade. I know you're not gonna sit here and say that because then you capping to me, bro. Who's a bigger name, Shedeur Sanders or Miles Garrett? A top three best defensive player in the league or a dude who just now getting his feet wet in the NFL? Come on, bro. You just saying stuff, bro. You just saying stuff. They ain't got this much attention. People been talking my point. So why would you say this then, bro? It don't make sense for you to say that then, bro. When all off season we was talking to Miles Garrett after he requested a trade. When we talk about the pregame Super Bowl show, they was talking, bro, half of the pregame Super Bowl show, like hour and a half on all the big networks pregame Super Bowl show. They was talking about Miles Garrett requesting a trade, and they were trying to figure out what team he should go to. Then you look at 2 3 weeks later, we still talking about Miles Garrett, which is part of who the Cleveland Browns. Then we took a week to talk about him getting paid because they gave him all that money to stay. But before that, we were talking about Deshaun Watson because he got injured. So we've been talking about Cleveland all off season, bro. Cleveland been getting attention all off season because you know why? Because people were trying to figure out what that second pick, what they was gonna do with it. Were they gonna get a dual Carter or they gonna get Travis Hunter? They traded it to Jacksonville, but before Predom trading that pick, people were speculating would they get Travis Hunter or would they get a dual Carter. So nah, bro, miss me with this some attention they get, bro. So stop, come on, bro, stop it, bro. Stop it. The problem is, bro, it's too many phony media platforms. All they do is just keep pushing Shedeur down your throat to make you think that he's bigger than what he really is, bro. And that's the problem. Then when shit don't go his way, then they want to make it seem like he's getting a bad deal. No, he's not, bro. Teams have him what they think he is, bro. A lot of teams didn't have him on their board, bro. Think about this. Who want to draft somebody, right? Who's not good on the whiteboard. I'm gonna keep saying that though. I don't understand how people gonna keep telling me he's good, but he's not good on the whiteboard. If you're not good on the whiteboard, why would we ever put you on the field if you're not good on the whiteboard? Why would we ever put you on the field if you're not good on the whiteboard? You only can do spread plays. Why would we ever put you on the field? Think about that. Why, as a team, how dumb would a head coach be to put a nigga on the field that's not even good on the whiteboard? How dumb would it be to even draft him? Why do you think the coach struggling right now? The coach drafted Anthony Richardson. My nigga didn't even throw. He couldn't, bro. The nigga threw 50. He had a 50 completion percentage in college and still got drafted top five, bro. And now we surprised. Now we acting like it's a shock that he's still doing the same shit in the NFL. And I heard things he's not good on the whiteboard. But you know why he got drafted, y'all? He's a good person. People like him. He's a leader. He's a good leader. When he walk in the room and they show him his bad plays, he take accountability for it. He said, "Yeah, I could have been better doing that. Yeah, I could have been better doing that. Yeah, I should have did that right. Yeah, but that was on me. Yeah, that was on me. It probably plays that the receiver probably messed up on, and he still say, no, that's on me. I got to be there. So even though that college film is garbage, the coach still say, you know what? Even though that your film is garbage in college, let's still take a chance on you. We still going, you know what? Let's still take a chance on you. You might be the next Cam Newton. You 6'4", build 230. You might be the next Cam Newton. You might be the next Josh Allen. That's what the coach are thinking. Because you had the leadership, you had the maturity. Now we just got to bring the play there. Teams rather take a chance on a guy who might not be that good, but he's a good person. He's not cocky. He's not arrogant. He takes responsibility, and he's a leader instead of a guy who is talented, but he's cocky. He don't want to accept responsibility. He try to give teams his ass to kiss, and he think he gonna choose what team to go to. Why would they take a chance on somebody like that? He said, but they did. So they see something in him. Yes, but they're wrong though. Now they're gonna get fired next year. See, Nate, I'm finna start my little YouTube because I'm gonna start talking about some of these teams. Cause the coach, if the coach don't, bro, if the coach only wins 6 games this year, Anthony Richardson should be gone. The GM should be gone, and the head coach should be gone, bro. The GM should have been fired already. I don't know what Jim Irsay he getting a little older, so you know what I'm saying. He figure out he on the elderly side. You know he in a wheelchair and stuff, so he got to figure that out. But trust me, bro. If Jim Irsay need to fire the GM because the GM don't know what he's doing, bro. The GM doesn't know what he's doing. He don't know what he's doing, bro. But I can't compare Andy Richardson to Shedeur because Andy Richardson is a leader, bro. That's one big thing about Andy Richardson that you can't knock him on. He's a leader. People respect him in that locker room. Yes, he might not be the best player in the world, but he's a leader first. And guys are willing to ride for a guy who might not be that good, but it's a leader and a good person, and a dude that is good, but he's not that good than what he think he is, and he's cocky. Why would I want to ride for a nigga like that? You think you better than what you really are, and plus you cocky. Why would I want to ride for you when I know when I can ride with somebody that knows that they have deficiencies, they know that they have weaknesses that they're trying to improve on, and they're a leader. I'm gonna ride with that person. And Anthony Richardson took that's how much teammates rock with Anthony Richardson. That's how you know they fuck with him. Anthony Richardson took a playoff in the NFL, bro. That's unheard of as a quarterback position. And his teammates still rock with him. His teammates still rock with him. See, me and Nate like this, bro. Like he thinks when I'm thinking about something, he think about the same shit. He said, "A leader, what he say? A leader wouldn't leave the game for being tired." I agree, but for him to be such, but this proves my point that he is a leader. Because if he wasn't, teammates would have been on his ass, bro. They supported him. They were pushing back at the media. Now we rocking with Young Bull. I like the Zaire Franklin podcast. Him, EJ Speed, all them are still supporting Anthony Richardson. I don't think people feel that way about Shedeur Sanders, bro. I just don't. I truly don't believe that, bro. I don't believe that his teammates feel the same way about him that the teammates feel about Anthony Richardson. I truly don't, Nate. I'm just gonna be real with you. I'm just being honest. You feel me? But that's my take on Shedeur overall, bro. It's just man, stop D-riding, bro. He'll be okay. He'll be okay, man. He gonna be okay. And I think he's very talented. I think he's a better version of Geno. I think he's a better version of Geno Smith. You know what I'm saying? And look, Geno Smith like in his 12th, third year in the league, bro. So he like his 12th, 13th year in the league, I think. What year, G? This 20, what is it? Yeah, G, that's we're going on 13th year in the league. I can see Shedeur being in the NFL for 13 years. I'm not knocking, bro. But it's the nigga saying like, oh, he's getting a done deal. Oh, they don't want like to see a confident black man, bro. Cam Ward is confident in himself too. He get number one overall pick. Miss me with that. Miss me with the ignorance, bro. Last year, Caleb Williams painting his finger, and they still drafted him. So they don't. That don't matter to the league, bro. That don't matter to the league, bro. At the end of the day, they didn't think he's that good, and that's okay to say that. And if you think they're capping, then I guess you know more than guys who actually 24/7, day to day life is a scout talent. You know more than them when you don't do that. So if you think you know more than that, then it is what it is, bro. Let's get into the next topic, bro. Let's talk about the dude that killed the cop after the cop killed his son, man. Shout out my boy Drew. My boy Drew was talking about this. What my boy Nate say before I get into it? What he say? He said, you didn't know that, but I understand. He said, you don't know that, but I understand. I don't know that. I don't know that, bro. If he was such a good leader, Nate, he would have got drafted in the first round, Nate. If he was such a good quarterback and a good guy, he would have got drafted in the first round, Nate. Nate, if he was that talented, Nate, he would have got drafted in the first round, Nate. He's not that talented, Nate. In a discussion. That's it's that simple, bro. I know, like I say, he's not good on the white. Like I keep telling you, he's not good on the whiteboard, and you still keep trying to tell me that he should have got drafted in the first round. I don't get why you keep saying it. He said, "Why do you think people compare him to Joe Burrow? Nobody never compared him to Joe Burrow, bro. No, don't compare. How you gonna compare him to Joe Burrow? Talent wise, it might be there, but as a person, he's not Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's a leader. Shedeur is not. You can think what you want to think, bro. I'm telling you what. People who actually do this on a daily basis, they get paid. The scout talent are telling you he's not good on the whiteboard. He's insecure. When we bring up plays of him doing bad and plays that show his weaknesses, instead of telling us what went wrong and what he needs to do to be better and vote in all these plays, he tell us I'm not the guy for you. Who does that in a job interview, bro? Who talks to an employer like that? You can tell me all the talent about the kid you want to, bro. It's a lot of dudes that's hella talented, bro, that didn't get drafted. Geno Smith, for an example. Matter of fact, that's why I keep comparing to Geno Smith. I know you don't know about this, man. In 2013, I watched that draft. I remember Geno Smith coming out of college, bro, going to West Virginia. Him and Austin, him and Tavon Austin, him and Stephen Gabriel, all those guys, bro. I what my boy name is. I think Gabe Stevens. All those three ballers. Baller had West Virginia crunk. Geno Smith was a first round overall pick, bro. He was projected. Some people had him going first overall, bro. Not first overall, but had him going just first in general. They had him as the first quarterback off the board. Did you realize that Geno Smith he was the second one behind EJ Manuel, but he dropped out of the first round because people said that they questioned his leadership skills, him as a person. They didn't question him as a quarterback, his quarterback talent, even though some teams said, yeah, he's good, but he's not that good. They questioned him as a person. And with them questioning him as a person, what happened? His draft stock dropped and he got drafted in the second round. Why can't we just believe that happened? That's what happened to Shedeur. Yes, he's a good talent. Yes, he's a day one, day two talent, but he's a day three person. Oh, we just can't say that. Why is it that they hating on him? No, they're not hating on him. He's just a day three person with day one, day two talent. And it's okay. And he might prove me wrong. And I'll be okay with it. I heard he criticized O line before, so you have a point. Yeah. You don't do that to your O line, bro. Even if your O line suck, you don't do that. And see, people that sit around here and say, well, I don't have a problem with him calling O line. You don't own a team. Shut up. When I hear people always saying, I don't have an issue with him doing that, do you own the team? So stop telling me your issue. You should respect what the owners think. The owners don't want their quarterback calling out the O line. The O line's already bad. You're gonna make them worse. They don't even want to block for you no more. No, keep supporting them. Now O line, they gonna get better. Yeah, O line, yeah, man. We yeah, stuff happens. But in the crucial moments, they're there. They stick with me. They're there. They make plays. They hold it down for me. That's how you talk about your O line. You don't sit there. How long? How many times did Dylan Raiola get set? How much time did he have in the pocket? Who does that? Who does that? Come on, bro. Who does that? So like I say, bro, miss me with that, bro. Miss me with that. He'll be okay. He'll be okay. I'm gonna play this video too. I just want. I'm gonna play this video. Hold on. I want to play this video. Let me go to. Hold on. I know I want to talk about other dude, but I want to stay on. Let me stay on this real quick. But to me, it's like I just want y'all to hear people who are actually insiders of the NFL talking about this kid, how they feel about him. Instead of you keep telling me how you feel, I want you to listen to people who actually get paid to actually talk about this sport. And I feel like nowadays, since we got so many independent media, a lot of these people that, to me, bro, they're getting too conceited to think that their opinion matters more than people who actually are in these fields. Yes, we have a right to have our opinion. And if we can build a following and make get a lot of subs and all that, that's cool. But to make it seem like you know more than Ty McShay, that you know more than some of these guys. See, Mel Kiper, bro, he paid off, bro. He paid off. So I can't even like, if you think you know more than Mel Kiper, I'm not even mad. He showed that he's paid off, bro. He proved that he paid off. To make it seem like NFL been getting the quarterback position wrong for many years. They've been getting the quarterback position wrong for the last 40, 50 years. Andrew Luck was the first overall pick. How did his career pan out? Cam Newton was the first overall pick. How did his career pan out? Joe Burrow is the first overall pick. How did his career pan out? Peyton Manning, born in 1998, drafted 1998. How did his career pan out? He said 40 years. All these quarterbacks I just named were all Hall of were on the verge of be Hall of Fame potential quarterbacks. And you sitting there telling us the NFL just get the quarterback position wrong all the time because they didn't draft Shedeur Sanders. Paid for, bro. D muncher. He's a D muncher. You're paid for. Once you say that, bro, you lose credibility. For me, bro, you lose your credibility a little bit, bro. For you to sit there and make it seem like, oh, the NFL just get quarterback position wrong because Shedeur Sanders got drafted in the fifth round. You're the same dude that said my boy that got drafted before Cam. My boy name from Carolina. When he was the quarterback of the Carolina Panthers that helped them get the number one overall pick to get Cam Newton. You the same dude that say, if he don't turn out as a great quarterback, I'll retire. You ain't retired though. And Buddy panned out to be nothing. He last like 2, 3 years in the league. You made it seem like he was going to be a great quarterback. He was going to be just it. He going to be. He wasn't. He was nothing. He was terrible. He threw like 2 touchdowns, like 14, 15 interceptions. So you don't know what you're talking about, bro. Yes, the NFL get guys wrong though, but to make it seem like this, they just get the quarterback position wrong all the time. That's come on, bro. Jared Goff is a first pick overall. He's doing pretty good right now. He's doing Myles Garrett. A lot of these guys, they're doing pretty good right now. So stop it, bro. Stop it. Hold on, man. Let's get. Let me show this video real quick. I'm tripping. Ty McShay, with my boy Ty McShay, man. This what they say about Shedeur, bro. I'm just gonna show y'all what people say. Let's go to it. Here you go. Look at my boy Ty McShay. Shedeur Sanders. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see, can we find it? Here it is right here. This one video. My boy, you right, bro. They paid for it, my boy. They paid for it, bro. Once a nigga go on TV and say the NFL don't know what they talking about because they didn't draft one person, bro. They just show like, bro, like, come on, bro. If you want to say they don't know what they talking about this draft, I get that. But once you say that the last 40 years they know they talking about, we talking about Andrew Luck, Cam Newton. Like, come on, bro. I'm naming, come on, bro. Like, stop it, bro. Come on. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is a top 10 pick. You make it seem like Patrick Mahomes got drafted in the sixth round. Josh Allen is a top 15 pick in the draft. Lamar Jackson is a first round pick. So they just get it wrong. Some teams had Lamar Jackson in the second round. They didn't have him in the fifth round, sixth round. They still thought he could potentially he potentially have first round and second round talent, which is still good. So for you to sit there and say, "Oh, he don't know what he's talking about," he just showed now you compromise, bro. You don't know what you talking about, and you selling us a dream. This is the first clip.
I spoke to in these positions left the meeting feeling like Shedeur Sanders was not overly concerned with what they thought of him. They had a 15-minute meeting with him, and when they were done, they both said in different ways, different words, that they did not feel like Shedeur Sanders cared all that much about what that organization thought of him. I've had multiple
You
conversations
subscribe,
too
my boy.
with
Appreciate
these
that.
personnel people and other personnel people who see the same things that we talked about on tape. Best pure passer, unbelievable when in rhythm, touch, timing, layering the ball, throwing receivers open, great instincts as a passer. When on the move, rolling right, rolling left, he can do things that are magical, right? But in those conversations, he's not that great an athlete. Holds on to the ball too long, bailing out a lot right and left, leaving easy cash on the field. It's a lot of the same stuff that we were worried about with Caleb Williams coming out. The difference is Shedeur is a fraction of the athlete that Caleb Williams is. And we saw how poorly that went this year. And so there's work to be done with this guy.
I think one of the overwhelming storylines coming out of this combine is that not only is he not all that close to Cam Ward in terms of that quarterback one race, that he's falling and that it's maybe quarterback 3 discussion time now.
Either Shedeur and Coach Prime, the Sanders family, and that team know exactly how this thing's going to play out, or based off of our tape study evaluation, and while we like Shedeur Sanders a whole lot, it could be a long first night of the draft for Shedeur Sanders. The two people that I spoke to in these positions left.
And see, and that's Ty McShay. You don't know who Ty McShay is? He's basically he's an NFL draft expert. You know what I'm saying? Every year Ty McShay does the mock draft. He's not with ESPN no more, so he does his own thing now. But if you look at him, you think, oh, that guy looks familiar. He used to. He said he didn't say anything wrong. That's my point, bro. But people will say he said something wrong. People will say, "Oh, that's hate. That's hate. That's hate. Oh, just because he don't want to lower himself to make you feel comfortable, you hating on him." No. When you go in an interview you supposed to lower yourself down for your employer. I just don't get when we start walking the room with our employer and just say, "Oh well, I'm doing you a favor." You're not doing us a favor. We don't need you. It's each year it's kids that want to be in the NFL, bro. How the fuck you think you bigger than the program? You think you bigger than the program, bro? Tom McShay just told you he's not that good of an athlete. He holds the ball too long, and he bails out when a lot of times he need to sit there, take that hit, and slang that motherfucker. And he think, nah, nah. In his mind, if somebody told him that, well, I'm not the guy for you. Instead of saying, you know what, maybe I need to listen and improve myself so I can be good. Maybe I do need to start bailing out too soon and sit in that pocket and slang that thing. Maybe I need to stop holding the ball on and learn how to check it down to the running back or just throw the ball away, man. You know what I'm saying? Save a down, bro. Live to play another down. He don't do that. So now when people say this about him, now it's like, oh my God, you're hating on him. Nah, nobody not hating on him. They're just telling you what is he just giving you information with a scout. Then people say, oh, I hate unanimous. I hate unanimous, bro. Unanimous is part of journalism. You people that's not a part of journalism are not gonna try to tell journalists how to be journalists, bro. Shut up. If you're gonna do podcasts, be podcast. But if you're gonna come in the journalism field, bro, that's how journalists are. And when it comes to journalism, it's a lot of unanimous sources. Deal with it. If you don't like it, don't be part of it. But sitting there and try to critique it, like you don't change shit, nigga. Shut up. You ain't gonna change nothing, bro. Part of journalism, you're gonna have a lot of unanimous sources, bro. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. So what? It just be funny to me. Y'all get information from people y'all don't say shit about. But then when other people say stuff, you don't know who they are. Y'all want to say it's pussy, but y'all do the same stuff. Unanimous sources will always be here, bro. They will always be here. They asked him which quarterback he watches. He said he doesn't watch anyone besides his own film, and that's of his pops. Very arrogant, of course, bro. Hell yeah. Who says that? Even if you don't watch no live. Yeah, I watch Peyton Manning. Yeah, I be watching Peyton. I watch all the great. I watch Joe. My dad be showing me Joe Montana, Steve Young. Just come on, just sound like you the guy. You pretending to be the guy. Sounding cocky isn't you, bro. That's you being a piece of ish, bro. Come on. This notion of that's him. No, he's a piece of ish then, bro. People think, oh, being cocky is no, that's not. You need to change that. You need to change that, bro. That should not be part of who you are. You're gonna be the quarterback face of a team. You know why people don't like, bro? Shedeur, to be honest with you, bro, if they would have drafted Shedeur Sanders first overall, he would have been the next Jay Cutler. He'd have been the next Jay Cutler personality wise. I believe after Shedeur played his 10 to 12 years in the league, you're gonna have people talking how people talk about Jay Cutler. Oh, he wasn't a good quarterback. Oh, he was not a good teammate. He was a bad quarterback. He wasn't a good leader. You're gonna have hella people saying that about him, bro. So that's why I'm happy the NFL they needed to humble him. Now he's coming in a situation to where he's still in a good situation. He's the fourth quarterback on the depth chart. Deshaun Watson will never play in Cleveland ever again. Joe Flacco's there. Joe Flacco about 39, 40. Kenny Pickett's there. Kenny Pickett's got to wear gloves to grip the ball. He got midget hands. So when you're dealing with a dude with midget hands, it's nothing to worry about. Only person you really worry about is Dylan Gabriel, because that's your competition. You're really only worried about Joe and Dylan. You compete with them and you put on a hell of a performance, bro, you go at least be a backup and you might get your shot. Because trust me, Joe can throw you into some games. But, bro, we've seen last year, bro. It's the reason why the coach benched Anthony Richardson, then said, no, we sorry. Please come back to be our quarterback. That's how bad Joe was last year in some games. So, yes, they support Joe, and Joe can win you some games, but it's going to be moments where Cleveland going to have to look at that bench and say, yeah, Shedeur, can you give us something? Yeah, Dylan, can you give me something? That's just the facts of it, bro. There's going to be a point where that happens. He said his dad was not even a QB. And that's the problem, bro. He's a quarterback with a DB personality. That never works. Then people want to say Johnny Manziel. Yes, a team drafted Johnny Manziel in the first round, and they regretted it. So why would we make the same mistakes? When you know better, you do better. Just get out of here with that. He said, just showing love, supporting the channel. Man and Fold X Media, bro. Appreciate that, my boy. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm subscribed to yours, my boy. Appreciate it. My boy Nate, he said his father was generational talent, so he could get away with being arrogant. Shedeur doesn't have that luxury. Exactly, bro. Especially when your father was the number one at his position coming out of college. And you're not even the number one guy out of college at your position. You were number two. So humble yourself. Because you don't know where you're gonna go. Humble yourself. Bro, if Shedeur would have came out of the draft last year, he would have been a third, fourth round pick last year. These are facts, bro. Hope people know this. If he would have came out that same last year with Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, all those boys last year, he would still have been a third or fourth round pick. No team had him above JJ, Drake, Caleb, Jaden, Bo, or Michael. No team had him above none of those guys. He would have been in that Spencer Rattler range. That's the facts of it, bro. Now, if Shedeur would have came out in 2022, he'd have got drafted in the first round. Because the auto quarterback was terrible. Shedeur was way better than those quarterbacks. But this 2025 draft, he wasn't even better than Cam Ward. And a lot of those teams felt like you're not even worth a first round pick. We'd rather just go get an O line, but let's improve our D line and O line instead of bringing you in because we don't think that you're a first round talent. And that's okay to say that. I didn't either. For sure. For sure. No. Oh, let's talk. Oh, yeah, man. Let's keep it on the sports, man. I'll talk about the dude killed the cop tomorrow, man. So be on the lookout for me tomorrow, bro. We're gonna get into some more some stuff going on outside of sports, bro. Because you got a dude that killed a cop because his son got smoked because his son decided to go rob a car. Then when his son get out of the car, he pulled that grip on the cop and he gets smoked. The cop go show him the body cam footage instead of him coming terms with reality that his son crashed out and got himself killed. He decided to go kill an innocent retired cop controlling traffic for a school. Get the fuck out of here, bro. And we got people trying to defend that shit, talking about get back and shit, man. Y'all going to hell, bro. But let's stick on these sports, bro. Dallas Cowboy trade for George Pickens. Now, if you know me, if you watch this channel, you know I'm not too fond of George Pickens. I think he's highly overrated. I think he's the guy who's 6'6", very tall, make a lot of spectacular plays. And I think his spectacular plays overshadow that. He doesn't gain separation. He can't run routes. And the reality is, bro, he's a second to third wide receiver at best on the team. It's the reason why he got drafted in the second round. He didn't get drafted in the second round because teams are hating on him or just because he tall or I think he got a little bit was because of his personality, a lot of the fighting and all that stuff, overly emotional. That's a little bit, but the main reason why he got drafted in the second round because he can't run routes and gain the separation. He's not that good at, bro. He doesn't gain a lot of separation getting off the ball. So when you're a guy that yes you're tall, but you lack separation and lack running routes, of course, a lot of time his play is gonna be him mousing a nigga. That's all he can do is mouse a nigga. That's all he can do. All he can do is jump up and kick. He can't do nothing else. He can't do nothing else. Only time he catch a slant route, nigga playing off. When he catching the slant route with somebody actually pressing him. He's terrible off the press, bro. All you can do is throw the ball up to him. You can't win like that. And he cocky. He think he that good because he's the best player in a shitty wide receiver room. The receiver room is already shitty, and you the best wide receiver in the shitty wide receiver room. Now you think you that good. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You're not that good, bro. The best receiver on the Steelers is Pat Fryermuth, not George Pickens. These are facts, bro. The best receiver on the Steelers is their tight end, Pat Fryermuth. He's the best receiver on it, not no George Pickens, bro. George Pickens just tall, has a big personality, polarizing. So now we try to overrate him, make it seem like, oh, George. No, he's not that good, bro. He's not that good, bro. It's the reason why the Steelers said bye-bye. If you look at the track records of people that leave the Steelers, bro, they're never impactful after leaving the Steelers. Look at everybody that left the Steelers. They're never impactful after that. Don't tell me Antonio Brown with the Bucks. The Bucks would have won a Super Bowl without Antonio Brown that year. Stop it. If you want to tell me Santonio Holmes with the Jets after he left Pittsburgh, I can give you that a little bit. But besides catching a couple of touchdowns, he wasn't no Pro Bowler All Pro with the Jets. I can make a argument that he wasn't even the best wide receiver on that team. That was Braylon Edwards was the best wide receiver on that team. Look at Mike Wallace. Mike Wallace topped the team, bro. So Jordan Pickens, he's another one of those wide receivers that they play with the Steelers, think they're better than what they really are. As soon as they leave, they get a rude awakening that they really weren't that good. Now the Cowboys taking a chance on him because the Cowboys, they gotta improve their wide receiver room. They have to, man. You just can't just rely on CD to just dominate everybody, which he can, but you just can't rely on that every game, bro. That CD. Now you bring in a George Pickens, who I think would benefit for having a CD Lamb. Even though I still don't think he can run routes, he's gonna go against kind of lesser cornerback to where they're gonna make him look like he that guy. But in reality, you put him at number one position, he gonna get shut down. He barely gonna get targets. People make it seem like he don't get targets. Quarterback throw him the ball. No, he don't get open. These are facts about George Pickens that people been talking about. The nigga don't get open at all, bro. Yes, he had flashes, but he's not a Pro Bowl type caliber wide receiver. He's a good wide receiver. He's a good wide receiver. Borderline could be potentially be a Pro Bowler, but he's a good wide receiver at best who was on a shitty ass fucking wide receiver room. And he thinks that he's just the shit. No, now he going into a room to where by default you're the second best. You're nowhere close to CeeDee Lamb. Don't even think that you're CeeDee Lamb. You're not making CeeDee Lamb type money. Now you go in, try to prove that you can be a guy on the team. Okay, I'm already reports hearing that he don't want to resign with the Cowboys because he knows going to the Cowboys he's going to be a number two, but he wants to put up good numbers as a number two. So a team will in 2026 give him opportunity to be a number one. Which if you're trying to basically him. What you call it? He basically betting on himself. So if you want to bet on himself, then do your thing, my boy. I ain't tripping off of it. But let's not make it seem like this kid is just, oh my God, he's next. He's one of the top 5, top 10. No, he's not. Stop it. He's not. And that's the reason why Pittsburgh say adios. There's a reason, bro. Because if he was really that good, like an AB, he would still be on the team. He's not that good. He's not that good, bro. He's not a number one. He's not. You're right, Nate. He's not. But Nate, the media make you think he is. When we go to first take, they saying he is. And it's like, Nate, that's how you know that they don't watch the games, bro. We watch the games, Nate. So when we watch the game, we looking at Russell throwing the ball. And his ass all the way out of bounds because nigga done clamped his ass up. But he's 6'6", 6'5", 6'4", 210. And you can't get all press and you that big and tall. Can't, nigga, they compare this nigga to the fucking Mike Evans. Come on, bro. Mike Evans is 32 years old, still whooping niggas ass, still getting off the ball smooth. Get out of here, bro. Come on, bro. George Pickens can barely get off the ball, bro. Bro, he one of those 1,000 flat niggas. Yes, he crossed it he get like 1,002 a year, bro. 1,002 yards season, 1,015 yard season. He ain't 1,100, 1,200, 1,300. Come on, bro. For you to hit 1,000 flat in an 18 game, 17 game, 17, 18 game season, unacceptable, bro. And you the number one receiver on the team. Last year only had 900 yards. Yes, he got injured. He probably had a little bit more, but that doesn't change the fact that to me, bro, he's not that guy, bro. He's a two on a great team, one on a mid team. That's what I think. He'll be a two. He could be a two on a Super Bowl potential team and a great offense like a Cowboys, but as a number one, your team gonna be mid, bro. Trust me. Unless you got some guys that's good in the slot and it's good number twos, and you put a good wide receiver group around him, at best, bro, you're gonna be a 9-8 team with him as your number one guy. It's just the facts of it. So it is what it is, man. The Cowboys, they desperate, so of course they gonna bring him in. Pittsburgh are desperate to get him off because Pittsburgh tired of his ass. Mike Tomlin just tired of. Cause Mike Tomlin think he's a fake ass Antonio Brown, bro. That's what he is. He's a fake ass Antonio Brown. He don't get his way. He unfollowing the team. That's a feat. Just feminine as a motherfucker, bro. George Pickens not a good person, bro. Like the shit that George Pickens do, bro. I just don't respect. Like anytime, look at the game. He a sort of loser, bro. Look how many times he loved grabbing niggas' face masks and slanging them and shit. To me, they're just corny to me, bro. He just the Cowboy game. He lose. You talk shit all game. I win. I pop mine because I win. You gonna grab my face mask, bro. Grab dude's face, try to twist it. The ball get picked. The dude's already out to play. He grabbed dude by his face, try to sling him on the ground. The stuff that he's a dirty player, bro. He does a lot of dirty play. He's a dirty player, bro. He's a dirty player. And I think Pittsburgh tired of it. And I think some of the teammates tired of his ass too, bro. Russell Wilson wasn't a problem, bro. If I were Pittsburgh, I would bring Russell Wilson back. I think Pittsburgh dropped the ball with trying to go with Aaron Rodgers' old ass, who, to me, bro, it's already, I'm talking about OTAs, teams already, you got players already going back to camp. They going back to the headquarters of the team. They already getting in groups together, hanging out and all that. And your ass still determined on what team you going to. Come on, bro. Teams already going to the facility, and you still figuring out. We still asking what team Aaron Rodgers gonna go to. Go if you're gonna go to Steelers, go ahead and commit, bro. If not, then go ahead and retire, bro. Pittsburgh should have kept Russell Wilson, bro. It wasn't Russell Wilson not the problem. Russell Wilson not the problem. Nah, Nate, he not retiring. He going to Pittsburgh, bro. Why you think Pittsburgh can get no quarterback to the 7th round? He going to Pittsburgh, bro. Trust me. He going to Pittsburgh. They already got negotiations. I think they let him chill. I think they already came to an agreement. They just waiting for him to come on to the campus so he could just come in and they just go ahead and make it official and say, yeah, he's our guy. Just like with him and the Jets. Remember, it took so long for him to get with the Jets. They was already having like camps and all that, and it took him like the middle of camp for them to sign him. It's gonna be the same thing with Aaron Rodgers with the Pittsburgh Steelers, bro. It's gonna be the middle of camp, then they gonna sign him, bro. That's what's gonna end up happening. Not training camp. I'm just talking about just the summer camp in general. It's gonna be the middle of summer camp, then they gonna sign him. George Pickens a simp. I don't know about all that. I don't know who he fucking my boy Bud. You feel me? I don't know who he clapping on. I can't tell if he a simp or not. But he act like a B. You know what I'm saying? He is a POS sometimes on the field, but he is a dirty player. He is a dirty player. But I don't know about a simp, my boy. He said, I like the quarterback that's still drafted though. They're drafting the 7th round though, bro. They're drafting this. I think Will Howard drafting the 6th round. Now he go out there and show out. Yeah, shit, he but I mean, he said he ran that Ohio State offense. Yeah, he did, but you gotta realize this, Nate. Did you realize that the offense alone was estimated worth 20 million? The offense alone, Ohio State was 20 million, bro. Overall. That's how much money they put into the offense, bro. When your offense is worth $20 million, that's insane, bro. So if I'm with Howard, nigga, you better do what it do. If we spending 20 million to make this offense click, nigga, you better make it work. And he did. So shout out to him on that. But they drafted in the 6th round. They say he lacks footwork, Nate. That's what I've been hearing about him though. But he's the body type though. He's 6'3", 220. He's the body. He gonna get opportunity. He looked the part. He gonna get opportunity. All he gotta do is not be shitty. If he decent to average, he gonna be in the league for a long time. Be a great backup because he has the build. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, bro, Jordan, like I say, man, Jordan Pickens to me, overrated as a player. You know what I'm saying? They're really not that good. Don't get off the ball very well. Can't really run routes. Now he's going to a team to where they're not asking too much of him. To where a lot of his weaknesses won't be shown. So he's going to be in a lot of one-on-ones. A lot of teams going to play off the ball because a lot of times they're going to be really worried about CD Lamb. It's going to open up a lot of things for George Pickens, though. But I think after the 2025 season, I think he will still be number 2 on the team. I don't think he's gonna have a big ass season to where people say, okay, let's make him the number 1. I doubt that. Hell no. I doubt that. He will be on the team, but he'll be on the team as a complementary piece, not the face of the wide receiver group. He'll be a complementary wide receiver, joining the team that already has a face wide receiver on their team. So that's my focus on that. Man, to end off the show, let's get into the NBA stuff, man. NBA draft. So if you did not know, the NBA draft lottery was today. I'm in the show off with this. It's crazy because how, as a Mavericks fan, bro, I know you like, if I'm a Mavericks fan right now, you're just going through hella mood swings right now. First, they get rid of Luca, a generational talent. And now you go from a couple of months ago losing Luca to now you're finna gain the best player coming out of this draft. And some people are looking at it and you got motherfuckers saying that he is compared to Kawhi, bro. People comparing this white boy to Kawhi. They comparing this boy Cooper Flag to Kawhi. And if he's Kawhi, then if I'm a Mavs fan, bro, I'm very happy to pair him up with Kyrie and AD. I want him to go to the Jazz because I be seeing a lot of these teams, they don't have there's no hope there for their fans. And so when I'm looking at a team like the Jazz, I'm looking at a team like Toronto, the Wizards, Brooklyn, I'm like, they need this number 1 overall pick just to bring some hope to their franchise. But it ends up happening the Mavs get them, and you already got Kyrie, who's a good player, and you got AD, who's a great player. You got 2 great players already. Now you add on a future face, one of the future faces of the league in Cooper Flag, and that boy can hoop. So man, it's just crazy, bro. The Hawks, we got the 13th pick. You know what I'm saying? We got the first overall pick last year. I like the boy that we got. I think he gonna be straight. My boy Nate, he said Cooper Flag paired with AD would be great. I would trade Kyrie. They need a true point guard. Nah, they don't. I keep Kyrie. Kyrie's a good passer, bro. Kyrie's a good passer. You good, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a lot of floor separation, bro. I'm telling you, there's gonna be a lot of spacing, floor spacing when all these guys get on that court together, bro. Everybody gonna be straight, bro. As long as niggas make great passes and swing that thing, bro, you ain't gonna need no real true point guard to be doing that. To be honest, it's not a lot of true point guards out in the league no more anyway. To be honest with you, the only real, you want to be real, the only true real point guard is really like 2 of them. I say Garland and Tyrese Halliburton, bro. They're the only real true point guard. A lot of these teams, they just passing. They just got they're just a good passing team in general. Guys got to find the open guy, and guys know how to play make on teams, bro. A lot of teams don't have real true point guards no more, Nate. You really be honest with you, bro. It's only 3 dudes in the league, bro. And 2 dudes I can think of is, like I say, Garland and Halliburton, to be honest with you. But yeah, so the Mavs, if you Nico, we're not firing Nico no more. There's no reason to try to fire Nico. You good. You good. There's no reason to try to fire nobody. You good. So if I'm you, bro, be happy. You got no one overall pick. You're gonna have 3 former first round picks on your team, bro. You're gonna have 3 first round picks on your team, bro. Kyrie, AD, and Cooper Flag. So man, y'all are blessed, man. Shout out to the Mavs, bro. Even though I know a lot of y'all still mad at Luca, I wouldn't be mad no more. You know what I'm saying? Wipe them tears away. You got a new era coming, the Cooper Flag era with AD and Kyrie. AD and Kyrie gonna play for at least about 3, 4 more years. You know what I'm saying? To help bring up Cooper Flag. So now he gonna be in, as a young player, he gonna be in a lot of meaningful basketball games. Trust me, they're probably gonna make the playoffs next year with everybody healthy because they are a good defensive team. You know what I'm saying? Cooper Flag is a good defender too, so y'all should be straight. So that's it for me today, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Everybody that watched, we had about 8, 10 people up here at one point. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel while y'all leaving. I will be back tomorrow to talk more non-sports. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I do want to talk about the cops that got off for beating on my boy to show you that, yes, there's some fucked up cops out here, but I also want to show you that it is cops that do their job and are innocent in the case of the dude that killed the cop because his son decided to steal a car and crash out. So there's some things I want to talk about tomorrow. I got some hip hop topics, some other little stuff. Might get at the end of that, we get all the non-sports stuff. We might get into some more sports stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because the NBA playoffs is going on right now. Like we talked about at the beginning of it, the Knicks won tonight. Jason Tatum might have an Achilles injury, and dang, bro, like I say, shout out to Jason Tatum. Shedeur, stop feeling bad for him. George Pickens, overrated. And we out, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow, bro. It'd be like that.